Hello and welcome to Bass-Mollett's Director's Print Suite video guide. My name is Kai and today I will be showing you how to create a new print package from start to finish. First, we'll start off by logging in and loading our home screen. Next, we'll go up to the top right-hand corner and click on Create New Print Package. This is going to direct us to our Recent Cases page. Here's where all of our cases will be listed and sorted by creation date. We will then either import a case directly from our desktop using an import software, or we'll create a new one from scratch. This pop-up is where you'll type in the deceased full name and hit Create New Case. Since I've already started one, I'll go ahead and just edit the one that I've already created. This is the screen that you will get after hitting Create New Case. You have 4 tabs at the top: deceased information, obituary, service information, and military or veteran. You can navigate between them by clicking on each tab. Each drop-down have fields that will prompt you to fill in the appropriate information. We have personal information, family information, where you can click on the drop-down list for certain statuses, and the buttons to add the appropriate fields. We also have the option to add a personal image. When uploading images, you'll click the Upload Image button, and it will pull directly from your computer files. Once everything has been uploaded and you've filled in all of the tabs above, click Save and exit at the top right-hand corner. Our case will pop down here at the top of all of the recent cases. To proceed, we'll click on the button to the left of the name and hit Next. Now we've arrived at our second stage, Products. Here we have all 3 lines: Precious Memories, Reflections of Life, and Lifetime Expressions. Under each of these lines shows all of the products that each line offers. Next, we'll select each of the products that we want to edit today, and we'll hit Next. Now we've arrived at our third stage, Themes. Our custom themes will always be available at the top of the screen, as well as over 300 options below. You can navigate through the themes either by using the arrows on each end to jump through them, or the scroll bar at the bottom. If you have something specific in mind, you can also search at the top using our search bar. Once you have one selected, hit Next. Now we've arrived at the last and final stage, Print. This is where we're going to edit our templates. We have a print preview here below, as well as all of the products listed on the left-hand side that we would have chosen earlier. Click on the product to select it for editing and choose your layout option before selecting Customize. A warning will pop up reminding you to choose either full bleed or white border because changes are not able to be transferred between templates. If you don't think that you chose the right layout, hit Yes, and it'll take you back to the previous screen. Otherwise, hit No, and we'll continue on to editing. Now that we're in the template, we'll be able to start editing. Starting on the left-hand side, we have the Asset bar. If you have something in mind, you can search it. Navigate through the results either using the scroll bar or hovering towards the right. Hovering over an image will give you a better view. To add it, click on the image and it'll pop to the top left-hand corner of the template. You can drag and drop it anywhere, resize it using the arrow tools, tilt it using the rotate tool, or delete it out using either the X button, the delete button on your keyboard, or the trash icon at the top right-hand corner of your page. Next, we have the Deceased Image tab. This is going to show you all of the images that you would have uploaded in the case information details. You can scroll through them using the bar at the top and hover over them just like we did with the clip art. Adding those in is very similar. Just click on the image and it'll pop to the top left-hand corner. Next, we have the custom verses and phrases. These also have a preview. You can click on them and it pulls in just like text. You can use the font tool to edit them, or you can go in and add your own. Either select a pre-made verse on the left-hand side or copy and paste your own in. Once you have text in the box, you can select and choose the different font styles, colors, and sizes on the right-hand side. Once you're done, hit save. And now when you go back in, you'll have a preview up above. To exit out of this view, you can always click on the dark gray area below. Our next two tabs are pretty similar. We have artwork and verses. These have categories that also give you previews. Clicking on one of them will also give you the same features and options. Next, we have case information. All of the fields that you would have filled in previously will be available here just a click away. So now, instead of copying, pasting, or completely typing out your obituary, you just have one click and it's there. Last but not least, on the left-hand side, we have the Layers tab. This is a more advanced setting, so you don't have to use this for everyday printing. We have our Text and Images tab. This is the main view that you already see. Next, we have the watermark. This is for the silhouette. You can either add one in, delete one out, or change the setting to 0 if there's one that's there and you don't want to see it anymore. Next, we have background. A lot of people use this just to lighten the background. To do this, you can hit the Adjustments tool and change the brightness. Next, we have our navigation bar at the bottom of the screen. On the ends, we have the previous and next page arrows, the View Pages arrows, which is going to give you a view of all of the pages within the template. This is more commonly used for the register books. When in this view for register books, there will be an X at the top right-hand corner of each of the pages for you to delete out the ones that you do not want. As before, we have the Add Image button, which is going to pull directly from your computer files. The Add Text button, which will throw a new text box into the top left-hand corner of your template. The Add Shape box, which will throw a new opacity box, again to the top left-hand corner of the template. And the Undo or Redo buttons. If you delete something out and decide you would like to have it back in the template, hit Undo. Or if you decide you don't want it anymore, hit Redo or delete it out again. Next, we have our right panel. To begin, we'll select the opacity box and show you the options available. We have the Image Shape tool. Turn this simple rectangle into an oval, or back again. Change the opacity levels to a thicker or more transparent setting. Use the positioning tools to place the opacity box where you'd like. Change the width or height manually. Change the layer level by typing in a specific number or using the arrows to the right. By doing this, you're bringing the object more to the front. Take this text box, for instance. You can't see it on the background, so we'll want to put it in front of the opacity box. Because it's a lower layer level than the opacity box, we'll have to raise that up to make it more visible. We'll drag this over here and bump up the layer level until it's visible. Next, we have font styles. You can either edit the font by choosing font styles on the right-hand side, or by clicking on the text box and a font style box will appear above. To choose the different style font, click on the name and a drop box will appear. Next, we have font weight, text decoration, and of course, size and color. By clicking on the color box, a swatch catalog will appear to the top right. If you know the RGB code, you can type it in below. Next, we have the text alignment. By simply clicking on the icon, you can arrange and align the text the way you want. Next, we have our border tool. By clicking on this, you're adding a border to the text box that is selected. You can change the color, thickness, and round the edges using the border radius. To remove the border, simply click back on the border tab. Below that, we have our text shadow. By clicking this, you're adding a text shadow to the text box that is selected. By changing the left and top numbers, you're going to extend the shadow further. You can also change the blur effect, color, and transparency of the shadow. To take this off, simply click back on the tab as we did with the border. Next, we have the remove backgrounds. This is used whenever you can't see what all is added to your template. Clicking on this removes the background image and makes all of your additional items more visible. To add it back, simply click back on the tab. Once you've gotten your template to a place that you'd like to save, go to the top right-hand corner and click Save Changes. Once this is done, you can either save your template for future use by naming it, saving it, and then it will be available in this drop-down in other cases. Or we can go straight back to the print package to print. Once we're done, we'll click on the product that we just edited, click Print, and if you're a new user, a pop-up will appear saying that you need to disable pop-up blockers. Once this appears, we'll hit Close, and at the top right of your screen, there'll be an icon with a red X. Click on this, and we will select Always Allow Pop-ups from directorsprintssuite.com and hit Done. At this point, I typically suggest that you go into your settings and set it up for these to appear as PDFs automatically. To do this, go to the top right-hand corner with the 3 vertical dots, go to Settings, and then we'll scroll all the way down into the Advanced options and go into Content Settings. In here, we'll go through PDF documents and turn this switch on. After that, we should be able to print. These will automatically appear as PDF files now. When you're ready to print, go through File, Print, and adjust your printer settings according to the paper size. If you need that information, go through the Print Info button on Director's Print Suite.